And you could sit or lie down for the breathing exercise, whatever feels easiest. And we're going to do the one where we extend the out breath. I love it, Asta. Legs on pillow, that really works. Okay, so we're going to breathe in for 4, and then we're going to breathe out for 5, and then we're going to start gradually increasing the out breath. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to try not to talk too much, so you can actually focus on counting your breath instead. So then you don't feel the anxiety of me telling you when to breathe. So in your head, I'd like you to think I'm going to breathe in for 4 and count to 4, and then breathe out for 5, and then I'll let you know when we're going to extend it just a little bit. Okay? So let's start with the 4 and the 5. And then start trying to extend that out breath to 6 instead of 5. And then when you feel ready, we're going to lie down if you're not already. And I'd like you to work towards flattening, sorry about this, flattening your back into the mat and lifting your pubic bone towards your nose, but without pushing your feet into the floor. So you're not going to squeeze your bum or anything like that. Winston, stop. So you're going to do everything really gently, and it's all about the tummy muscles, okay? So go that way. So we're going to breathe in first of all, and exhale, tilt pubic bone towards nose, flattening your back into the mat without pressing on your feet and without squeezing the buttocks, and then breathing in to release. So it's a very, very gentle activity. What we're doing is we're starting to warm up the pelvis and the hips and the lower back, but also starting to activate the tummy muscles. And really feel how you can rotate that pelvis. So you can really get the back flattened against the mat. And using your breath, breathing out as you flatten, and breathing in as you return. And then notice the difference, just for one move, how it feels to squeeze the buttocks and push your feet into the mat to make that tilt. And then when you're ready, we're going to reset our pelvis, so bring it somewhere in the middle and bring the feet together. And using our breath, we're going to control this move by breathing in as we bring one knee out to no more than halfway. and breathe out as you return it. So breathing in to rotate your hip outwards and breathing out to return it. So we're now naturally activating the core muscles by that out breath, which is allowing you to bring that knee back. And we're bringing full control into our bodies, because I know what we want to do is just flop that knee out, but we're teaching the body that we're not going to do that. Making sure you bring your knees back together in the center. That's it. Lovely control. Let's make this one our last one. And then we're going to walk our feet out so the legs are a little bit wider. And the same again, but this time instead of external rotation at the hips, we're going internally. So we're going to bring the knee in towards the center, but once again, no more than halfway. So you will want to go really far, and we will later on go a bit further so we can get a lovely stretch. But this time we're doing, it's all about control. So breathing in as you dip, out as you return. And it's quite easy to get that internal and external rotation at the hips when your knees are bent. So this time we're going to do it with our legs lengthened. So keep them still a little bit wide as you do this. And if you flex your feet, it makes it a little easier to feel like you're internally rotating. So as you draw the toes in towards each other, make sure you're bringing it a little bit into your hips, but not going too far. And then externally rotating as well. All at the same time as remembering to breathe. And has anyone noticed their glutes have decided to activate at the same time to support you?
Yeah.
Just a touch. So bringing your feet directly upwards this time and just let them relax. And I'd like you to squeeze one of your buttocks. So just one of the buttocks. And remember, this is a hard thing to do, isolating the squeeze between one buttock to the other. So if it's not actually happening, do try and imagine it as it's happening, even if you're ending up squeezing both buttocks. In time, you will get the squeeze, the one squeeze at a time. And if this is quite easy to you, you might like to shuffle one buttock to the next. So just going a little bit faster, getting that pelvis reset. I'm sure Winston's really loving this, but I'm trying to ignore him, so he'll leave me alone. He's so cute. Okay, and then I'd like you to squeeze both buttocks and hold that squeeze. And then very gently release them, imagining the buttocks release down into the mat. And you may notice that sometimes when you activate your buttocks, it's really hard then to allow them to relax. So you might need your imagination to imagine them melting back down. Okay, now we have woken up our glutes. We're going to bend the knees so the feet are once again hip width apart. And you might need to reset your back by just lifting the buttocks and lowering them back down again. And I'd like you to focus on the lower part of your body. So we're going to keep the rib cage down in the mat, which then means that we can keep pillows and things underneath our heads if we've got them. And I'd like you to very gently peel your spine up off the mat and then send your knees away from you as you lift the buttocks up off the mat. And that sending the knees away activates the hamstrings and the buttocks as you come up. And then very gently peel your way back down again. If your knees don't like this, this is a point where you might like to put a ball between your knees. Sometimes what it does is it activates the muscles between your legs, which supports your kneecaps better. So we're still keeping rib cage down on the floor. We're still lifting tummy as we always do, and we're trying to push the knees away from you to help you activate everything underneath your body. Then peel back down. And this is a classic one where people forget to breathe because there's so much going on. So do try and take some breaths here if you can. Pushing those knees forward. And gently, slowly lowering them back down. Perfect. Okay, then we're going to lift one leg, so it's a straight leg raise, but I don't want it to go any higher than the opposite knee, so I need to move that more. So the leg is going to rise up from the floor, up to the knee, and then lower down. If you want to feel more muscle activation, you could flex that foot as well. So more of the muscles in the front line of your leg are activating, and then you might even get a cheeky stretch too. So very gently and slowly. We're not going to do too many of those because it's quite heavy duty on your hip flexors and your quads. Can you feel it around here? This bit. Let's swap sides. So send the other leg away and lift it to the height of the opposite knee. You might need to look down and check, and then lower down again. While you're doing this, have a think. Are you keeping your trunk stabilized, or is your back arching every time you lower your leg? So you might need a little bit of tummy activation to stop your back arching away. And then when you're ready, we're going to return. And this is a point where you might want some water, especially if you're warm where you are. So do feel free to have a shuffle and grab some water if you need any. And this time we're going to bring our feet together and stabilizing the trunk as we move one knee out. So we're rotating that knee out again, sliding it away from your body, rotating it back, and then return. And we will swap from side to side. So rotate the knee out, slide it away from your body, rotate it back, and return. And once again, bringing attention to the control of your hips. So not pushing too far, thinking no more than halfway. And then when you're ready, sway the knees side to side. So all these moves are designed to mobilize the hips, but in a strengthening way. Okay, it was a request from last week. So let's get our hips nice and strong because they're causing pain and discomfort. Okay, a very subtle move and it will look like you're not doing anything at all. We're going to press the foot down into the floor or the bed or the mat and then draw that foot back but without it moving and then release. So it's quite intense but tiny. So push the foot down, the other foot this time, draw it back and release. And what we're trying to do is activate the muscles underneath the legs, so the hamstrings, the buttocks, without moving anything at all. Is that making sense? Because I know it's a bit of a weird concept, isn't it? Because we're not moving, it looks like this is a sleeping class today. Love it. And then a counter stretch, hug the knee in towards your chest and take a breather there. Just make sure you make space for your tummies. Okay, so shifting tummy to the side or moving the leg outwards a little bit is absolutely fine. And then we're going to swap sides, hug the other one. And then bring both knees in towards your chest, your legs a little bit wider, supporting them underneath the thighs, and then flex the heels towards the sky. So we're just trying to lengthen out these hamstrings a little bit. And I like this version here, if you gently rock. So then you're not forcing that lengthening feeling, but you're just creating that sense of mobility. And opening up the hips again, we're going to rest one ankle on top of the other knee. Now, does that feel all right for your knees? Are you all okay in this one? Yeah, cool. So an option here, if you want a bit more, is to either lift the heel, making sure your ankle is stable, or you could even lift the knees in towards your chest, like this, if you want more and support it. And as before, breathe. Nice deep breaths. So this is an option if you want it, if you feel safer here or here, that's fine too. Some people might like to sway. Swaying's nice too. And then we're going to release and swap sides. So opposite ankle and opposite knee. And choose your options. So this is fine, swaying's fine, ankle lifted fine, or knee in towards chest is fine. That's it. Marie, does it work for you to put your ankle on your knee?
Yes.
Does it hurt your ankle?
No, no.
You're okay?
No. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just glad you're being careful with your hip.
Yes.
Okay, now when you're ready, we're going to push ourselves into a seated position. And if it feels okay, bringing your feet here in front. So I've got some options for you that you could try. So it's like a mermaid position that we're going to do, but an adapted mermaid. So the first one, we're not going to use balls just yet, is this is one option. So reaching up and over and returning to the other way. So this is a really nice stretch. It stretches out your sides. You're getting a little bit of lengthening down here too. Another option is to either do this, so you're doing the same but like this, or like this. So you find what's going to work for your hips, and you may find that one side feels fine like this and the other doesn't feel quite so good. So it's just all about finding what works for you. And then I'd like you to, if you have got one knee bent and you've got a front knee, I'd like you to bend towards that knee just like this. If not, put hands either side of your leg and bend a little bit, not going too far. So a bend and then coming back up again. Gentle bends. That's it. And you can probably remember why we're doing this. This moving in and out. That's it. For you though, Amy, you can hold that position if you want to for longer. It won't do you any harm. Generally, when people have EDS, we tend to move in and out of a stretch because we don't want to lengthen ligaments too long. Okay, and then we're going to swap sides. So you may end up being exactly the same as you were before, or here, or here. Oh. And usually the second side's harder because we tend to go for the easiest side first. Okay, so we're going to sit tall. We're going to do the gentle side to side first of all. At the same time as remembering to breathe. That's it. And then we're going to bow down towards our bent knee, our front bent knee, very gently and slowly, just feeling how it feels in your body as you do this. So gentle in and out, relaxing your shoulders as well. A couple of you have lifted them up to your ears. That's it. Okay, I've got something hard for you. So let's see how it feels, okay? We did this on Monday and everyone groaned at it. It's a very effective move at getting these quads and hip flexors stronger, but in a functional way. So if it feels okay to you to lean back against your hands, feel free. Or if you've got something you can lean back against like a sofa, that's good too, okay? If that's super uncomfortable, you can stay upright, but it does make it a little bit harder, in which case you could even lie down. So what we're going to do is lift the leg up and over the ball. That's it, and return. And up and over. Now, for me, it doesn't feel too bad today. So maybe the work on Monday helped. How does it feel for you, Marie?
It feels good, yeah.
Does it?
Yes.
You, Asta, does it feel better than Monday?
So much easier.
Isn't that weird? Amy, how about you? Because you're steaming through it.
Yeah, Monday was hard because it was day 2 of my period, so it wasn't, everything was hard on Monday.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, it's funny that. Well, it's not funny, it's blinking awful, isn't it?
My legs were tremoring a lot after Monday.
Were they? Oh.
I couldn't stand much.
Oh no. Oh, that's not really what I'm trying to do to you, Asta.
It was a lot of work, even though it didn't feel like I was doing much.
Oh, that's funny. It's scary, isn't it? How deceitful it could be. Or deceiving,
Yeah.
what's the word? I don't know. Anyway, right, the next one is the legs in V, opening up the pelvis a little bit. So we've got legs in V. If you've got a ball, get your ball. If you haven't, you can slide on your bed or your mat as we gently peel forward and then peel back again. Asta, do you have a ball?
No.
I had no idea. I wish I had known. Right.
I've got an octopus, but I can't roll it. So I generally use my octopus.
Okay. That's funny. Have you still got that small squidgy ball, that nice massage one?
Yeah.
That might be worth getting out at some point.
Yeah.
Right. Side lying. I'm just going to do a quick time check. Yes, we're good. We're good. Right. We're going to side lie. Just working out where the ball's going to go. Ball between calves. So octopus or ball between your calf muscles. And this is a very subtle one, but it's very effective. So I want you to put your hand just around your hip like this. So you're getting some just attention to where the hip joins the pelvis. And then I'd like you to bring your knees together. So you're getting an internal rotation, and then bring the heels together. But try not to force it. So my heels just aren't going to meet. Some of yours might. You could even lift a little bit there if you want to underneath. So it's a very small, subtle move. And hopefully you're feeling how your femur is rotating in and out. If you bring your hand up a little bit to just more towards buttock area, feel those muscles, especially as you externally rotate. You've got a lovely muscle there that I really like, which is the glute medius, which is one of our hip stabilizers. So anyone who has hip issues, this is one that we do want to be working.
I don't know if I'm feeling anything.
So let's find the top point of your hip. So the bone, that's it.
Yeah.
And then if you move backwards just an inch and maybe down just a centimetre, that should be where your glute medius is. So you've got the glute maximus here, and then the glute medius and minimus are around here. So it's kind of, some people actually have a dip here. I definitely don't, but some people do. And that is where the muscle is. And it's like you just suddenly feel a little move underneath your fingers. It's not,
I think
I don't expect you to pop out or anything like that. The muscle doesn't tend to do that. It's just like a little shift. Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Okay, and now we're going to do inner thighs for a little bit. So we're going to bring the ball in front and rest our top leg on the ball or the octopus and lengthen the bottom leg. And I'd like you to flex that bottom leg and lift, imagining it's the inner thigh that's lifting and then gently lowering down. So lift and lower. See how slowly you can go. The slower you go, the more you work those muscles, and they're the stabilizing muscles that we're trying to work. That's it. So slow and smooth. Then I'd like you to lift and draw the leg forward and back, and I mean only a teeny tiny amount here. If you need to rest at any point, because this is super, super hard, please do. So this top knee can press down on the ball as well, so you're getting some good activation on the top inner thigh too, as you're doing this. But this is a muscle that we don't work very often, the inner thighs. So they are going to tremble, and sometimes less is more. So 1 or 2 reps, and then resting is amazing too. So I'm going to rest now. Whew. And then Marie, we spent loads of time the other day, was it Monday, just doing this, lying in our sleeping position with the top leg resting on the ball, opening up the thigh towards the floor. And it feels good. So it's a good way to just allow those muscles to switch off. And Amy's reminded me of one as well, that nice forward and back with the ball. So giving your inner thigh a massage by pushing that knee forward and back. That's a nice one too. Okay, let's twizzle over to the other side. And rest the top knee on the ball. Flexing the bottom leg. That's it. And then we're going to gently lift slowly up and slowly down. Nice deep breaths as you do this. And then we're going to lift and gently move forward and back. So that bottom leg that's lengthened, gliding forward and back, which is a super hard move. So do rest when you need to, because I don't want you to have trembly legs for the rest of your day. I wonder if electrolytes might help with that as well, Asta. The muscle.
Yeah, probably.
It might just be that you were lacking a little something. I've rested, by the way, for those who've got their backs to me, just in case.
Yeah, I don't think it was just the class, because I had trembly legs before on the weekend as well, and post-exertional malaise. So
Yeah. So have a rest. So you might want to move forward and back like Amy's doing, or just open your pelvis to the floor in that really gorgeous sleep position that we were talked about on Monday. How do you feel about a couple more or one more harder Pilates move that's going to really activate your core and your hip muscles, and then we will do a stretch and then move to relaxation? Okay? If you don't feel that you've got the energy for that, do stay where you are and enjoy just relaxing. Otherwise, we're going to put our feet on the ball. So both feet on the ball. Super hard. Asta, I've got something different for you.
okay.
This won't roll. And while you're here, concentrate on getting your back in a neutral position first of all, so where you're not arching away from the mat. You don't need to be completely flat in the mat or the bed, but that is better than arching away. And then we're going to do exactly what Amy's doing. You read my mind, Amy. We're going to roll the ball away, keeping the trunk stable, and roll it back. And you will feel this in your hamstrings as you push and then return slowly. So if you don't have a ball, you're going to keep one leg there and you're going to send the leg away. And then I'd like you to lightly push down on your heel to draw that leg back. And we're going to swap from one side to the other. And it's light. It's great you're not wearing socks because the socks would have come off. So sliding it away, then just gently, lightly pushing down as you draw it back. You may feel it in your knees, so don't go too far. So probably go there where your knee is still soft and then come back, just so we can keep your kneecaps in. And then you might like to try the frog. So with the knees open and then sending the ball away and back. So concentrate on that stability in your trunk as you do this. And if you want a bit more challenging, you could grab the ball between your ankles and lift it up and press it away and return. So really squeeze that ball as you press and return. So that's an option too. But Marie, you're perfect, doing exactly what you're doing. Whew. And then when you're ready, lower the feet down, open the knees away from each other, and breathe. That's it. So you're taking your feet off the ball so you can just rest for a minute. And then we're going to move the feet wider Open the arms into a T shape if it feels good, or a Y shape if you prefer. And hopefully that ball is still kind of between your legs or your octopus as you bring the knee towards the centre. Sorry, Amy. And swap sides. And it just gives you that feedback. So if you have a look at me, I'm moving my knee towards the ball, but then the ball stops me from hyperextending my knee all the way to the floor. So Marie, you could afford to bring your legs wider. That's it, to the edges of your mat. And then bring your knee in towards the centre, towards the wall. Perfect. And return. And then the other side. Gorgeous. And return. Good, lovely control there, Asta.
My right hip is the dodgy one, so
Yeah.
it won't be going all the way in.
Good. And then my favourite stretch of all time, should you wish to achieve it, is octopus or ball underneath buttocks. Amy, you knew, didn't you? Is it your favourite stretch too?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that one. Oh, now that's baby pose. I like that one too, actually. So this one is my favourite because it opens this bit up, and we spend a lot of time sitting where this bit's all scrunched up. So this is great for period pains as well, opening up the pelvis. But Amy just demonstrated another favourite of mine, which is baby pose, like this. I really love this one too. So just have a feel what's good for you. I mean, octopus, I know, is getting really stretched right now. Take some deep breaths. And then fold your knees. Lift your buttocks up off the ball. And gently sway your knees side to side, just getting used to being back on the mat again. And this is your point for relaxation. So Amy, huge well done for coming to the class. Were you up all night on work? With work?
Oh no, no, no. You can't do this after you've been working. No. I had annual leave yesterday.
Oh, bless you. I
Right,
love your jacket, by the way,
yeah.
rainbows. Have a
Bye
lovely
now.
day. You take care. Bye. So, relaxation. And this is one that I'm hoping is just going to lift your spirits a bit. Hopefully for the rest of the week. So start today's relaxation by observing yourself on the mat. Paying attention to how you're feeling, both physically and emotionally. Starting to tune into your body and your mind. And with no judgment, just start to notice how centered and grounded you're feeling in this present moment. And the answer could be not at all, or it could be just working towards it. And if you haven't already, softly close your eyes or allow them to gaze into the distance. And move your attention inward. Begin by taking a few deep, calming breaths. And imagine breathing any stress or tension away. anything that's bothering you now in this moment, and it could be pain, it could be niggles, any worries. Imagine breathing them away. And imagine filling the gaps that you are releasing with happy, lifted, energizing thoughts. Imagine the feelings of calm, feelings of peace that you're bringing into your body. Allowing your body to replenish itself and your mind to acknowledge your accomplishment for bringing you here today. And begin to visualize a glow of positive golden light to surround you. And the light is just so healing and soothing. And imagine a smile inside, like an inner smile, that's going to radiate outwards. And actually physically feel this smile growing inside you. And as you imagine the glow of golden light surrounding you and that inner positive smile inside you, I want you to focus on the words well-being and what it means for you. For all your positive associations with well-being. And then I want you to really embody it. Embody well-being. Really feel it deep inside you. And see yourself in this golden light. With this gorgeous, healing, positive energy surrounding you. Start to feel your spirits lift. You feel really alive in your body. You repeat in your head, I am well. I am happy. I am utterly wonderful. I am well. I am happy. I am amazing. And as you move on with the rest of your day, keep this energy inside you and also allow it to radiate outwards so that everybody else around you is going to notice it as well. If you've got space in your day now, do feel free to allow yourself to roll over and rest or sleep. Or if you need to move on with the rest of your day, I want you to give your fingers and toes a wiggle. You might want to shrug your shoulders or turn your head side to side or sway your knees. Anything that's just going to bring some energy back into your bodies. And if you have the energy, we're going to lift the arms up towards the sky, breathing in. And exhale, press the hands down past your chest. That's it, towards your heart. You press your hands together towards your heart. and thank your body for everything it's been able to do today. We certainly ramped it up from Monday.